Umed Rashid works as a guide at this monument. As news from Syria of the possible use of chemical weapons during war circulates, he is among the few people who knows firsthand their long-term impact. Just a teenager at the time, Rashid remembers his family piling into a pickup truck to try and escape to a shelter when a chemical attack struck his home in Iraq. Only he survived.
When we escaped Halabja, we saw many victims on the streets, but we could not help them.
26 years later, he leads tours of people through the terrible memories of that day at this memorial to its victims. Iraq's 8-year war with Iran was coming to an end when Kurdish Peshmerga rebels backed by Iran took refuge in the farming community of Halabja. Iraqi military attacked the area, sending the rebels into the surrounding hills, leaving their families behind. On March 16, 1988, just before noon, Iraqi jets swooped over the town and continuously hit it with chemical weapons for 5 hours. An estimated 5,000 people died, 3/4 of them women and children. It is still thought to have been the worst ever gas attack targeting civilians. Kamil Mohammed is a 41-year-old teacher who still struggles to live with the memory of that day when he lost his family and was himself left with lifelong injuries.
Constantly living the moment when Saddam attacked us with chemical weapons. I remember it every minute, hour, day, every year.
Today, images of the use of chemical weapons in Syria, such as are believed were used in Ghouta in late 2013, are particularly painful for survivors of both war and chemical attacks, like Lokman Abdul Qadir, who lost 7 members of his family in Halabja.
Everywhere people speak about the difficulties of war, having never felt the pain, but we lived through both.
As the threat of chemical weapons in Syria rises, people like Lokman are its living victims, fighting to make sure the lessons of their loss are not forgotten.